including Canelo, as much as I hate him. And I really don't know where Canelo goes, seriously.
I don't expect anything less than that with that kind of person. He's an
Sometimes styles make fights. Sometimes fighters get a little tentative. They get a little, gun shy. So you never know until that bell rings.
Canelo Alvarez's fiercest fight may not be in the ring, but against the man who built his career, Oscar De La Hoya.
Canelo, Jesus Lord, come on. You're getting paid all this money to fight against a runner who we all knew was gonna run, a Cuban style. You chose him, and now you say you hate fighting runners? Well then, don't fight runners. We all know who we want to see you win against. That's Benavidez. Go up against Benavidez. Fight Benavidez, he won't run. What's wrong with that? It's a good fight. But it's sad. It really is.
Once an unstoppable duo who sold out arenas and dominated pay-per-view through Golden Boy Promotions, their alliance collapsed into a bitter public feud marked by lawsuits, accusations of betrayal, and a war of egos over money and power.
Because he's mad because I lead Golden Boy. I'm the diamond in Golden Boy. Golden Boy is not the same without me. That's why he's angry. I have the proofs. I have proofs. I put my liars in, and he tried to steal money. I have proofs. I don't want to do anything against that kind of guys. I don't want that vibes. I don't really give a shit about Oscar. But if he says something here in my territory, I need to say something, right?
De La Hoya, feeling abandoned and undermined, claims Canelo was part of a hostile takeover that gutted his company, while Canelo insists he was held back and disrespected.
I've seen some stuff about with the whole Oscar De La Hoya thing.
I'm glad to go away from him.
Yeah.
He's fucking crazy.
We're really good friends with Dana White, and he doesn't like Oscar De La Hoya too, I said.
Oscar De La Hoya has announced he's coming out of retirement to box again.
Cocaine isn't cheap.
I think nobody.
Because he's a vacuum, right?
Every time he's in problems, he don't have any fighters left. Ryan Garcia, because he signed with him. Now Ryan Garcia, I think is in a problem with him. That's why nobody wants to be with him, because he's not loyal.
Prime for prime, who wins, you or De La Hoya?
Huh?
Prime for prime, who wins, you or
Fuck him, easy. That motherfucker is fucking easy money.
What began as a partnership that made history has now curdled into a personal vendetta, with De La Hoya rallying his new weapon, David Benavidez, for the ultimate revenge. Lurking in the super middleweight division is a fighter many believe is the boogeyman of the weight class, David Benavidez. Dubbed the Mexican Monster, he is the undisputed #1 contender, a relentless pressure fighter with frightening size and devastating power.
I'm not scared of nobody. I'm the youngest guy, 3-time world champion, 168 division. I'll put my belts against anybody, and I guarantee you I'll knock everybody out.
I think Oscar had a lot to get off of his chest, and he finally had the platform to do it. This is the first press conference he's had not first, but as a fighter fighting Canelo, so I feel he's entitled to say whatever he wants to say. Everybody says what they want about him, so why can't he speak his mind?
How about this? Prime Canelo, prime Oscar. Who do you think wins that fight?
Oscar all day. Prime Oscar beats everybody.
For years, fans and pundits have salivated over a potential showdown between Canelo and Benavidez, a fight that many believe would be the toughest challenge of Canelo's career. Seeing an opportunity, Oscar De La Hoya began his public campaign.
So it turns out I'm not the only one who thinks Canelo is an arrogant piece of shit. Turki Al-Sheikh recently revealed that Canelo refused to meet with him in person and isn't entertaining any deals to be done with him. Why? Because he's outpriced himself so much that the Saudis don't even want to deal with him. And it's all because he will do anything not to fight David Benavidez. Look, Turkey is trying to make the best fights that everybody wants to see. And Canelo continues to take the fights that nobody wants to see. Canelo, you're really making the wrong enemies. But you know what?
He wasn't just suggesting Canelo should fight him, he was accusing him of actively avoiding the most dangerous man at 168 pounds. With the boxing world demanding the fight, De La Hoya began his public assault. De La Hoya's attacks became more frequent and far more personal. In a series of shocking interviews and social media posts, he laid out his case against Canelo. He boldly stated that Canelo will never fight Benavidez, not because of money, but because Benavidez is simply too young and talented.
Why can you not give us Canelo Benavidez? Why? Canelo, why? I do not understand it. You're demanding $200 million? Like, come on, dude. Basically, Canelo doesn't want to give us the good fights. Imagine if Canelo and Benavidez gets made. That's the Super Bowl of boxing. Boxing is on the rise. Canelo, don't screw it up for us. I thought I would never say this, but Canelo's scared. Literally, I thought I would, as a fighter, I know fighters are not scared. But wow, we've been begging Canelo, please, Canelo, please. We want this fight. It's all ego. It's all just being arrogant. You know, come on, just get paid. It's gonna be the biggest payday of your career anyway. Not just what you're asking, but man, we need this fight. Boxing needs this fight.
The claim was a direct shot at Canelo's confidence, suggesting the pound-for-pound king was afraid of a younger, hungrier lion. De La Hoya then delivered his most stunning prediction. Canelo knows that David Benavidez will knock him out. But he didn't stop there. He exposed what he claims is Canelo's secret strategy to avoid the fight, pricing himself out with an impossible demand of $150 to $200 million. De La Hoya called it a classic move, Boxing 101, a way to pretend you want to fight you have no intention of taking.
Yeah, that's just another way to say I don't want to fight him. That's the bottom line. That's basically it. I don't want to fight him. So you throw out a number. I mean, it's classic from Boxing 101. If you don't want to fight somebody, just outbid yourself, outprice yourself.
People think it's fair. Some people think it's like fair.
Well, then we're not going to see the fight. And I want to see the fight.
Benavidez would be a threat for anybody. I love his style. I love his mentality. Straightforward. You know, he's a great fighter. I wouldn't take that route. Canelo should take a different route. I think
the feud over the Benavidez fight doesn't exist in a vacuum. It's fueled by a history of controversial negotiations and hardball tactics at the top of the sport. A recent and explosive example involves one of De La Hoya's own star fighters, Ryan Garcia.
Hall of Fame boxer, Oscar De La Hoya. First of all, thank you so much for the interview. What do you make of the rehydration clause? This is news to me. I knew there was a catch weight, but there's a rehydration clause. Is there any concern for you as far as that for your fighter?
No concern whatsoever. Both fighters are professionals. Both fighters have been waiting for this fight for a long time, and so the fact that they've already been training, the weight is down on Ryan Garcia, on Tank Davis. They're professionals, so there's no issue whatsoever. It's sometimes standard to have some kind of clause like that in a contract, but we strongly feel that both fighters will have no issues whatsoever.
When Garcia was set to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, De La Hoya claims that Davis's team insisted on rehydration clauses that severely limited how much weight Garcia could gain back after the official weigh-in. De La Hoya has publicly stated that he believes these demands were designed to drain his fighter and leave him weakened on fight night.
You know, when Tank Davis and his team drained Ryan and had all those rehydration clauses, and you could only gain so much weight during fight day. It takes a toll on your body, and it doesn't make it fair for anybody.
Whoever makes the first mistake, is obviously gonna get the short end of the stick. Mm-hmm. But I see those Ryan and Tank want each other so bad. I think styles are gonna go out the window and they're gonna clash. That's all I see.
How do you look to you based on this last performance? Now coming into this Ryan fight. This last fight.
I have to give Ryan the advantage, not just because he's with Golden Boy, but look, Tank's a beast. He is. I mean, I remember a long time ago I said, man, don't fight Tank. not just yet. Tank is a beast. I remember saying that at the StubHub. Yeah, when somebody asked me, and I said, you know what, this guy's a beast. So, but now I have to give Ryan the advantage because Ryan's a fighter who fights tall and throws that snap jab with the right hand, that check hook. I mean, if he catches Tank coming in, it's sayonara. It's goodbye. It's good night.
Did you see that, him troubling Tank?
Having witnessed what he considered unfair, strategic manipulation used against one of his top talents, De La Hoya now views Canelo's reported $200 million demand for the Benavidez fight through a lens of deep suspicion, seeing it not as a legitimate negotiation figure, but as another classic boxing 101 tactic designed to create an impossible barrier to a dangerous fight.
Dimitri Bivol's got his idea of what he thinks that fight's worth, and obviously it's still just standard procedure, and we'll see where we get to with it. I mean, I think his priority is to fight Dimitri Bivol.
Yeah.
I'm not part of the offers made to Canelo about Benavidez. Didn't sound like a lot of money to me for a fight of that magnitude, but that's over to Eddie Reynoso and Canelo.
The attacks went beyond just questioning his heart, they targeted his skills.
Okay, breakdown. Canelo, Charlo next week. Should be a good fight. So Canelo, obviously he's very flat-footed, heavy inside the ring. He literally walks like he has quicksand on his feet. But I think that if he throws those big bombs on Charlo's arms, obviously during the rounds his arms will come down, and in the later rounds Canelo will chop him down and eventually maybe stop him. But if Charlo keeps his jab, double, triple, double, up, down, and throws combinations and moves and stays this distance, he can give Canelo a lot of trouble. Just like Bivol. He was throwing punches, coming back out. Throwing punches, coming back out. Keep your distance, use your jab, boom. Should be an easy win for Canelo, or should be a masterful performance by Charlo.
De La Hoya publicly advised Canelo to get a new trainer, claiming his style was flawed because he's so heavy on his feet.
Get a new trainer. I can't advise him on retiring or staying in box. That's a very personal decision. But I can say, hey, get a new trainer. You'll do better. A new trainer will teach you different tricks. Will imagine him getting one of the best trainers out there in the world, like a Ronnie Shields, who's gonna teach you footwork, who's gonna teach you speed and movement and not be so heavy on your feet. So imagine with his power and with his reflexes, he still has a chance to fight several more fights with the elites, but he needs a new trainer. Floyd, for me, is the best trainer I've ever had in my life. He would revitalize his style. He would make him a new fighter. That's how great Floyd is.
He even suggested that Canelo's key weakness is getting frustrated when he can't hit slicker opponents.
He was feeling and thinking. It's called frustration. You know, when you're facing a Floyd, he got frustrated. When he faced Bivol, he got frustrated, tried to lift him up and body slam him in the ring. When he got hit by Crawford and he took that deep breath, he was frustrated. Don't get me wrong, Canelo facing the right opponent that's going to stay in front of him, that's going to fight, that's going to make it a brawl, Canelo knocks him out. So I'm not saying Canelo's shot or done. No, it's far from it. It's all on the matchmaking. It's all who you put in front of him. It's all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans, Canelo. You want to squeeze the fans. Come on, take it easy on the fans.
He then made the accusation as personal as possible, asking directly, Canelo, why do you hate me so much? Is it because I fought all challengers and you refused to fight David Benavidez? Is it because the public will always remember you as a duck?
And Canelo just can't help himself when it comes to being an ungrateful, jealous asshole.
I'll bring up a name, Oscar De La Hoya.
No, don't bring that motherfucker dumb bitch.
Canelo,
Why do you hate me so much? Bruh. Is it because I fought all challengers and you refuse to fight David Benavidez? Is it because the public will always remember you as a duck?
Every time Canelo announces a different opponent, De La Hoya expresses his confusion, stating,
I keep going like this, scratching my head. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know?
He argues that the fight itself isn't an impossible task for Canelo, calling it a great fight and a pick'em fight, which in his mind makes the avoidance even more questionable. He has claimed that Canelo's current matchmaking is all about squeezing those last dollars from the fans instead of building a true legacy. Even as De La Hoya passionately argues for a new trainer to revitalize Canelo's career, suggesting legendary figures like Ronnie Shields or Floyd Mayweather Sr. to address perceived flaws in footwork and movement, a contradictory voice emerged. Ronnie Shields himself, one of the very trainers De La Hoya named, offered a starkly different perspective, emphatically declaring that the end is there for Canelo and he should shut it himself and say, enough is enough. Shields dismissed the notion that any new trainer could turn back Father Time, arguing that Canelo has nothing to prove and has accumulated a lot of mileage in his tank.
He sido muy respetuosos con él, con su carrera, con todo lo que ha hecho y la verdad que bueno, yo pienso que él prefirió darnos la oportunidad a nosotros que dársela a Benavidez que se la pasa hablando cosas malas de él.
My man Turkey Al-Sheikh is making sure that real boxing is on its way back. And he's standing on making the best fights happen, which is why Canelo doesn't like him, because he's demanding everybody to fight the very best.
People want to see the big fights. They want to see the big fights. They want to see Benavidez. That's it. They want to see, you know, to a certain extent, they want to see Crawford. Canelo, the big mega events. So, especially towards the end of your career.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the fourth quarter of Canelo's career, so might as well give us the big fights. But look, it's his career, it's his choices. 10, 15 years from now, are we gonna say you ducked Benavidez or you gave us a great fight with Benavidez? That's the question. I think it'll be a great fight. I think it's a pick'em fight. So that's why I don't understand why not fight. Fight the very best. That's it. Because he's at the elite. He's the top. So might as well fight the top. Fight the very best. Whoever they put in front of you. That's what legends do.
This conflicting expert opinion further muddies the waters around Canelo's future, questioning whether a change in coaching or even a fight with Benavidez is truly what's best for the aging champion. The tension finally erupted at the press conference for Canelo's fight against Jaime Munguia. With the world's media watching, De La Hoya, there to promote his fighter Munguia, took the podium and immediately went after Canelo. Canelo, enraged, rose from his seat and stormed towards his former promoter, unleashing a tirade of insults and warnings. The two men were inches apart, ready to come to blows before being separated. It laid bare the pure hatred between them.
Y para este imbécil intento de gente que tengo aquí a mi izquierda, que no se le olvide que yo ya vine siendo el Canelo de Estados Unidos y que solamente lucró con mi nombre. Nunca perdí un solo centavo, sino más ganó dinero. ¿Ya le pagaste a Golovkin lo que le quería robar? Sí, muy bien, porque sí, también, pero si no hubiera metido a mis abogados me lo robas. Es lo único que hace este hombre es ser una lacra del boxeo, robarle a los boxeadores. Para el que esté con él, meta por favor ahí a sus abogados porque seguramente les está robando. Es lo único que viene a hacer al boxeo. Y a lo único que viene es a robarle la atención a Jaime Munguia. No viene a promoverlo.
Shortly after, De La Hoya took to social media to fire back, posting a video where he called Canelo an ungrateful, jealous a-hole and delivered a final humiliating blow.
Canelo, I built you. I'm your daddy. Forever, and you cannot deny that. So Canelo, fuck you.
To underscore the raw emotion, he ended a separate tirade against his former star with a simple, Canelo, FKU.
And as always, the most important topic of every week. Canelo, fuck you.
The line had been crossed. This was no longer just about a potential fight. It was about pure, unfiltered hatred. and Canelo had his own way of responding. In the face of De La Hoya's relentless attacks and the growing public pressure, Canelo has remained defiant. He has publicly stated, "I can do whatever I want."
I don't know. Anything can happen. Like when I guys, always I say this, you share that video and put whatever you want. When I say I don't want to fight Mexican, it's because I represent Mexico. But I don't care. I fight anybody. And I fight all my entire life, anybody. What do you think? I don't want to fight with one Mexico or Benavidez. But look, I hear his dad talking a lot of shit. But look, he's accomplished nothing. One single champion, Anthony Dirrell. Please, don't disrespect myself. Please, guys. No more question because I'm a little mad and I'm tired. Thank you.
A clear message that he operates on his own terms. He's even gone as far as to say he'd fight a polar bear if the money was right, implying that financial incentive, not a specific opponent, dictates his choices. This seemingly indifferent stance only fuels the fire, as many see it as a disrespectful dismissal of a deserving challenger. He has dismissed the pressure to fight Benavidez, belittling his resume by saying he has only beaten one real champion. His defense is his undisputed status as the A-side in any negotiation. He is the one who sells the tickets and the pay-per-views. His supporters agree, arguing he has earned the right to choose his opponents after fighting a who's who of boxing for over a decade. Canelo stood on his throne, seemingly untouchable, but his defiant stance turned online forums and social media into a war zone.
I've been number one in the WBC to fight for his belt for the past 3 years. And he just keeps giving me the turnaround, bro. So I'm like, what the f? Hopefully this year it's looking really solid. We might get it this year. Probably not in May, but maybe in September.
Canelo Alvarez is talking about fighting the bigger Charlo, Jamal Charlo, the natural 168-pounder, okay? I'm saying to myself, wait a minute, this guy's had a fight once in the last 2.5 to 3 years. He obviously had some personal issues. Why pick him? What about David Benavidez, the natural super middleweight, who's 28-0 with 24 knockouts, who's been begging for Canelo to get into the ring with him? It really, really ticks me off.
So where does the truth lie in this tangled web of accusations and denials? Is Oscar De La Hoya simply a bitter ex-promoter trying to sabotage the legacy of his former cash cow out of spite? Or is he a boxing purist exposing an uncomfortable reality that Canelo Alvarez might be strategically avoiding the one man who could dethrone him? De La Hoya has repeatedly contrasted Canelo's choices with his own career, where he claims he never ducked any opponent, adding another layer of personal judgment to his attacks. He emphasizes that Canelo is now in the fourth quarter of his career, a time when legends are supposed to take on the biggest challenges, not avoid them. It isn't just a bitter promoter demanding this fight. Other professional fighters, like rising star Floyd Schofield, have called for the Benavidez matchup, stating it's the one fight they'd like to see before Canelo retires. The entire controversy was perfectly framed by De La Hoya himself, who left the boxing world with one haunting question about Canelo's future. 10, 15 years from now, he asked, "Are we going to say you ducked Benavidez or you gave us a great fight with Benavidez?" That's the question. So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.
Remember, folks, you're never a hater if you only speak the facts. Have a nice weekend.